Everybody, it's Nicole. So today we're going to do something different and something fun, something that I also enjoy doing. We are going to be cooking today a really fun dessert and that I think some of you really enjoy. And when I'm done with frying everything up, I'm going to run it on over to my husband's work so that they can have something to snack on today. And since today is Wednesday, everybody at his work are all they everybody because they work 4 10-hour shifts. Wednesday is the day that they're all there, so that's why I picked today. Today's Wednesday, I think. Yes, today is Wednesday, and so that's why I picked today to make it today, so that everybody hopefully will get a chance to get at least one. So what I am making are Pioneer Woman's apple fritters. Now, I've made them before. They're super simple to make, pretty quick to make. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do today. And then for some reason, I don't know why I thought it, but I thought I had a live today. But I instead, when I checked StreamYard, nope, don't have one. So I have actually scheduled a quote unquote pop up one for tomorrow. It's going to be a quietly crafting one. So essentially, it's going to just be a uh, a live where I'm just gonna make a handful of items, and one of the items is going to be my dragon book. That's the one that I'm going to be concentrating on. And then I'm going to be making some more pens. I'm gonna hopefully will be able to unmold everything that I made on my last live so that you guys can see that as well. And I'm thinking actually I might save the unmolding of those items because was it maybe last weekend or so I made a couple more pens. So I'm going to unmold those too. So I will unmold everything that I made on my live so that you can see that. And then we'll also work on the dragon book. And I'm only probably going to make one just because it takes a lot of time and it does take a lot of resin. So for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. For those of you who have been with me for a while, thanks for coming back. And I would greatly appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you are not already subscribed, and then leave a comment below because all of that really helps me out in getting me pushed out into the algorithm so that we can bring in new family members and then have more fun with more people, because I mean, isn't that what it's all about? So if you want to give me a little bit next time, or I am going to hook the camera up to my rig and we're gonna get going. I kind of prepared everything ahead of time so that we can kind of move it along so it doesn't take forever to make it. So I'm gonna hit pause and then you will see how we make these apple fritters. Okay, be right back. Okay, I am back. So we're gonna go over the recipe really quick. So the dry ingredients are 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a cup of sugar, 2 1/4 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt. And then in a separate bowl, you want to beat 2 large eggs, then 3/4 a cup of milk, and then 2 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter. Now I added and then 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I added a little bit more just because, and I don't know why my recipe does not say to add it to the wet ingredients, but I think I probably just missed it when I was retyping it. Because I've been collecting like all of these easy recipes that I can make when I'm maybe not feeling so well. So anyhow, so what I did was I went ahead and I did all of the dry ingredients in this bowl here, and then I used my whisk and dry whisked everything up so that it's all mixed together. And then I've got my wet ingredients, which is the eggs, the butter, milk, and the vanilla. So, and then it also calls for 2 Granny Smith apples, sliced and diced. So that's the Granny Smith apples. So then I took one of my pots, filled it up with oil, and it is currently heating up while I mix all of the ingredients together. So first I am going to mix in my wet ingredients to my dry ingredients, and make sure that it is well mixed, but not too well mixed, because we do not want to end up with a tough batter. So I will get that going. And then what I also like to do is, so since I had to peel my apples, is I had the produce bag, and I put my the cores and then the peels into the produce bag, so that when I am finished, I can just take that whole bag and throw it in the garbage. So that's what this is all in the bowl, and I have not mixed it yet. So just give me one moment while I mix it up. And then I also have a cookie sheet here, and I've lined it with some paper towels to catch all the grease. So I'm going to mix up my dry and wet ingredients together. And I don't know if you guys do this, but I will take the lid of my vanilla extract, and rather than using a measuring spoon, I just take the lid and fill it up to about halfway or to the top, and that's how I measure out the vanilla extract. Some of you may be good enough to eye it, but I just kind of use that as my measuring spoon rather than dirtying up another measuring spoon. So just trying to get all my dry and wet ingredients incorporated as well as I can. And I think I might need a spatula instead of this whisk, because it's all getting stuck. And the ideal heat for the oil is, it should be, well, I don't have a thermometer. Usually I test it by just taking a piece of the batter and putting it in to the oil, and if it floats in it browns and then floats to the top quickly, then I know that it's hot. So I don't know, there's no science to it, so I'm just, hold on one second, I'm just kind of trying to get as much batter out of my whisk as I possibly can. Sorry about that. You're probably like, what is she doing? I'm just trying to get as much batter out as I can. Okay. And I don't know about you guys, but I am a clean as you go type of person when it comes to cooking. So I try to clean my utensils as I go along. batter looks really dry. I might add a little bit more milk. Before I add my apples. And I'm gonna turn the heat down to my oil. So this is what it looks like right now. And I don't like the way the batter looks. It looks super dry. So I'm gonna add a little bit more milk. And today, here in Oklahoma, is another windy day. And my son has, so counting today, he's got 3 more days left of school. So he's excited. I'm excited. No more back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. A little bit more milk. Okay, so this is what the batter looks like now. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Now we're gonna fold in my apples. So that's the apples. And I'm gently folding them in. So I don't quite mash them. I don't want to mash them. I want to be able to see the apples when I start putting them into the oil. Turn this down. Okay, so I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'll show you what the batter looks like. Okay, so that's the batter. See the apples, and I think that batter looks delicious. All right, so where did my scoop go? Okay, so I have this ice cream scooper that I got it from Walmart to kind of get a uniform size to my my fritters. All right, so we are going to take a little bit of the batter, and I'm going to test it. Test the oil, see if it's hot enough. Yep, I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit. And essentially, after I'm done with that, so you scoop out your batter, and obviously you don't want to overcrowd it. So I would say you put maybe 5 or 6, depending on the size of your fritters, because the recipe says it's approximately 1 tablespoons of batter, 6 to 8 at a time, and then obviously keep an eye on it so they don't get too brown. It takes about 2 to 2.5 minutes each total, and then repeat until all the batter is cooked, and then you make a glaze. The glaze is 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, 1.25 teaspoons salt, 1.25 teaspoon vanilla extract, and 3 tablespoons of milk. So I'm gonna put a couple of the fritter batter into my oil. I turned the heat up just a little bit, and so that's 2. And they don't have to be pretty, they just have to be delicious. So that's 4. 5 and 6. So that's all I'm probably gonna put in there. And then I have this guy, the spider, and I'm just gonna move my fritters around a little bit to keep them browning fairly evenly, and they will puff up. And so some of them will flip on its own, some of them won't. You just gotta keep an eye on them because nobody likes burnt fritters. But yeah, that's it. And then I'll keep an eye on them, and then we'll come back when I have divvied out all of the batter and I have them all fried. So the tricky part obviously is to make sure that it is cooked all the way on the inside. So you gotta be careful, especially for me, I have an electric stove. I do not really care for electric stoves because the ability to control the heat is very difficult due to the coils. It's not like with gas where you shut it off and you cut off the heat. So it's a lot of like finagling as far as pulling your pot off and putting it on to make sure that your food is cooked evenly. So I'm going to pause it here, and then I am going to continue cooking, and then meet you back on the other side. Okay, so welcome back. These are the last of the fritters that I am currently frying up. I have right now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15, 16, 17, 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 30. You know, obviously can change the size of how big or small you would like to make your fritters. Just make sure that when you are making them and when you are pulling them out of your oil, that obviously that they are cooked all the way through. I kind of stuck like a toothpick or like the tip of my knife through the fritter to make sure that it is cooked all the way through, because you don't want to make them too big so that that they don't cook all the way through. And then obviously you want to be careful not to make your oil too hot so you don't end up with burnt fritters. And I treated myself to this beautiful knife. It's a Pioneer Woman knife. No, this is not a paid ad. I just really liked the knife that she uses on most of her cooking shows. And it is super inexpensive. I picked it up yesterday. I like the squared end on the knife, and it is very heavy duty. And I just like the way it fits. I love the blue handle. When we went through self-checkout at Walmart, because she only sells her cookware for sure at Walmart. So this knife was like $8.19. I mean, you can't beat that. So I have a fairly decent sized amount of knives that I use for obviously several different tasks. I love my ceramic knives, and so far I'm pretty happy with this one. So I'm going to check the ones that I just pulled out and try not to burn my fingers off, to make sure that they're cooked all the way through, because obviously I don't want to give raw donuts. So like I said, I got 30. I'm not going to give them all. I'm going to leave some at home so that the family can get some as well. And like what I said, with electric stoves, like I'll show you, there's a varying degree of brownness because of electric stoves, and it is what it is. So I made my glaze, which is 1.5 cups powdered sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 3 tablespoons of milk. So that's what it is. Essentially, you just want, a fairly runny consistency to drizzle it over your fritters. So you can choose to put it however you want it, and however much you want on your fritters. So I'm going to move you guys over to the other side of my stove. And while I was waiting for the fritters to fry up, I cleaned up. So moving on over. Oops, sorry about that. And so you can kind of get an idea of how I'm going to do this. All right. So we are just going to, and then obviously you want to try to get out as many lumps as you possibly can. And just drizzle. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to put this in a paper towel lined bowl. I am not going to put any cover on it, because if I do that, it is going to steam my donuts and make them all soft, and nobody likes that when it comes to fritters. You want crunchy, delicious fritters. And so since these all just essentially came out of the hot oil, I'm hoping that by the time I get it on over to my husband's office, they will still have some semblance of warmness. Because it's funny, I made this for their last potluck, and they said that I had to bring them either egg rolls, pot stickers, or fritters every single Wednesday, because like I said, everybody is there on a Wednesday. So I'm gonna try to use as much of this glaze as I can and get it on each one without killing it. I don't know what that was. I think it was a piece of powdered sugar. So hopefully you enjoyed this. I enjoyed it just because I like to cook. And a lot of the utensils that I have, like the kitchenware and stuff, like the spider, my tongs, my even the bowl. I either gotten at the Dollar Tree, I've gotten it from Walmart, and didn't cost me a lot of money. So like this bowl here, 50 cents at Walmart. Fork, I think I got it $1.25 for a set of 3 or 4, something like that. So I bought 2 sets. So yeah, I like to look for sales. So I think that's enough. Like I said, I don't want to go overboard. I mean, I know everybody likes glaze, but you don't want it to be too soggy, right? Okay, so I think that's enough. I hope everybody enjoyed this segment. And if, like I said, if you could please give me a thumbs up, comment down below, I would greatly appreciate it. If you, if I remember, I will put the recipe to this in or down below, so that if you want to make it, you can. It's something that's easily made with pretty much anything you have in your cabinets. I think maybe the only thing you might need to get is the apples. I use Granny Smith because they're great for baking, but you could probably use any kind of apples that you like, because Granny Smith usually holds up pretty good to baking. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next live. I will be unmolding everything that I did in my last live, and then I'm going to be getting to working on sanding stuff, glazing things in preparation for my claimed live, so that all those things that I've made, they will be for sale. And then but for that particular sale, I am going to be making a pre-recorded video so that you guys know what is going to be available, and then how much everything will be. So until then, I will talk to everybody later. And until then, oh, and last thing too, I will, after a couple of weeks after that, I will be having my Ohana appreciation live, and that's for you guys, for being such a supportive group to me, and sticking with me through everything from when I was in Hawaii through the move to Oklahoma. And in order to participate, you do have to be subscribed to the channel. It will be set up that way, where you must be subscribed in order to participate. So if you are not a subscriber, unfortunately, you cannot win any of the prizes that I will be giving away. There will be lots of items I will be giving away, from gift certificates from Furls. They were very generous, where they donated 2 $25 gift certificates to their website, so you can buy 1 hook if that's what you would like. And then I've got Furls hooks that I will be giving away, lots of yarn, and some other things as well. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.